Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Akandamandalakaram Vyaptam yena characharam Tatpadam darshitam yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Let us take in Shiva Shakti with 5 deep breaths. Om Shiva Shakti Om. 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 Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryankaravavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. गुणत्रय व्यतीतोऽहम् ब्रह्मादीनां च साक्ष्यहम् अनन्तानन्दरूपोऽहम् अहमेवाहम् अव्ययः अन्तर्यामि स्वरूपोऽहम् कूटस्थ सर्वगोऽस्म्यहम् परमात्मस्वरूपोऽहम् अहमेवाहमव्ययः निष्कलोऽहम् निष्क्रियोऽहम् सर्वात्माद्यः सनातनः अपरोक्षस्वरूपोऽहम् Ahamevahamavyaya Dvandvadi sakshi rupoham Ajaloham Sanatanaha Sarvasakshi Swarupoham Ahamevahamavyaya 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 I am the indestructible, irreducible, unchangeable. Ahamevaham. I am I. I am the very self. I am I. Ahamevaham. Avyaya. Ahamevaham. Avyaya. I am I. No adjectives, no prefixes are attached to. I am I. I am pure consciousness. Ahamevaham. My goal as Jivatma, the first smallest circle, to experience as the second circle and as the circle third in experience. All the three circles are my own self. Ahamevaham. Ahamevaham. Avyaya. I would like to share with you all my contemplative mind, what it found out when I was contemplating on today's class. This is what churned out of that contemplative meditation. So I would like to share with you all. Lotus flower. It is symbolizing, it represents Jivatma, the manifested Jivatma, and the whole universe itself as one lotus. Brahmanda is the second circle. Pindanda is the smallest first circle. Both are the lotus flower. They work as lotus flower. And Pindanda is miniature of Brahmanda. Brahmanda is the whole manifestation. So, lotus flower, it has so many petals and it will be like a bud. And slowly we start opening the lotus bud by taking out one after another petal very carefully, giving the right amount of pressure at the right point. So only when the outermost petals are opened, only then we can open the next circle of petals carefully, and it opens. Why do we open the lotus flower? To reach the center point, to see the center point of that lotus flower, which is the very core of the whole flower. So this lotus flower represents Shiva Shakti. The petals are surrounding the center portion, which is Shiva, Atma. The petals are the thoughts. Each thought is one petal. So it represents the mind in total as petals, which is Shakti. Without the petals, the center Shiva will not be experienced. In the same way, without the center, the petals Shakti doesn't have any existence on its own. So both are needed for the existence of one another as Shiva Shakti to work in this world. That is why they are called Jagat Pita, Jagat Mata. So we understand the whole manifestation as the lotus. Even the Jivatma, we are also represented as lotus. So we can say that Brahmanda as the huge lotus and Jivatma as the miniature of that small lotus. Now, if we look into that, it is telling us the whole Sanatana Dharma in its own beautiful aesthetic way. So, Pankaja, Kamala, when it is closed, the petals, what is there inside? It is filled with darkness. And all the petals are covering Avarana, the Atma which is there in the center, which is the core. That Avarana, because of that Avarana, veiling of the center portion by the petals, there is so much of darkness, which we represent as ignorance. So what happens? The minute a petal is opened, what it sees? The bright light. So every petal, when it is opened from darkness, it sees the light, brightness. In the same way, even Jivatma, when the mind is opened layer by layer and unfolded, it is facing the light of consciousness. So from darkness, we are opening to the light to come. And another thing we can observe is there are so many petals, but as we move towards the center, the size of the petals will also become smaller and smaller and smaller. And as we go very close to the center, it looks almost like there is no difference between the center, the pollens which are there up, and the small petals around. So this also tells us how Sthula, Sukshma, Karana Sharira are becoming subtler and subtler and subtler as we go towards the center. And when it is bud as lotus, it is. There is so much of change, constant change happening within. The change which is happening within the lotus so that it can grow, become strong, and it can open. That change is constant. Every nanosecond it is changing. Same thing with us, Jivatma, in this Jagat. The change is happening. So Avarana and Vikshepa are happening within. But when it is opened, slowly it gives rise to the light of consciousness to enter, and the center portion is opened and it can be experienced. It can be seen. For us, we can experience the center portion, which is Shiva, the consciousness, which is covered by the thoughts, the mind, which is the domain of Shakti. And we also see the reference to these things in Lingashtaka. It comes Ashtadalo Pariveshtita Linga. Linga is encircled by Ashtadala. That means 8 petals, which refers to that lotus. And we call Shakti as Kamalamba, Janani of all the Kamalas, that is the Jivatmas, or when we take the whole world as one huge lotus. Kamalamba. And in Dakshinamurti Stotra, we studied Omkara Kamalasanastha, one who is sitting, established on Omkara as the Kamalasana, the lotus flower called Om, that is whole manifestation as Kamala, is sitting on that. So in this way, we can also understand the chakras. They are also represented with so many petals, particular number of petals for each chakra. That's also lotus. So what I found is being the Jivatma, a beautiful lotus, its purity, even though it is born in the slush, it is not attached to the dirt. It remains itself as pure. It doesn't get attached to even the water. Even if you put the water, it just rolls up. Along with this, two characteristics of lotus, I found it very interesting that how Pankaja is teaching us the whole philosophy of our Sanatana Dharma. And I felt really happy and I wanted to share with you all. So let us go to the Brahmajnanavali. So being that lotus, we are trying to see how we can blossom, open up, and get connected to the center. गुणत्रयव्यतीतोऽहम् ब्रह्मादीनां च साक्ष्यहम् अनन्तानन्तरूपोऽहम् अहमेवाहमव्ययः. गुणत्रया vyatita. I am beyond the three gunas, rajas, sattva, and tamas. I am beyond that. I am not affected by them. I am not involved in these three gunas. I am beyond. How and what it means. The whole manifestation is born out of the three gunas, the combination, permutation combination of these three gunas we can see in every manifested form. That is happening because of Prakriti, Maya. So these three gunas are affecting the Jivatma also by influencing, controlling, ruling the dispositions of the mind, conditions of the mind. So when these three gunas, any one of them, when they become predominant, our lifestyle, our way of thinking, thoughts, our interaction in the world changes. Sattvika jivana, rajasika jivana, tamasika jivana, we experience accordingly. How is it happening? By what? It is the mind. Because mind is born with these three gunas, the combination of these three gunas, it keeps varying from time to time, place to place, situation to situation. So even Jivatma goes through that because of the mind. It is the mind which is influencing the body and the mind and the Jivatma who lives those three gunas. But I am pure consciousness, Satchidananda. I am I. So I am beyond the three gunas. So when we meditate also, As Jivatma, we are in the body and in the mind. But we have to keep enforcing the perception that it is the mind which is going through the three gunas. I am, I am, I. Ahamevaham, ahamevaham. If we hold on to that understanding as our Thai Bhava, dormant, constant, stable perception. On top of that, we can build the mind to experience this world smoothly, peacefully, with joy. So, Gunatraya Vyatitoham. This is the experience of a person who has touched the third circle, even when he is in the first circle as Jivatma. It is he who is telling, I am not bound by the three gunas. I am not bound by the three gunas. I am I. Gunatraya Vyatitoham. I am beyond that. Gunas are in the domain of mind. Brahmadinam cha sakshyaham. Not only that, I am the witness to Brahmadinam. That means the Trimurtis, Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, who are taking care of Srishti, Sthiti, Laya. And I have been seeing them, I have been witness to their duties, what they are doing, how they are carrying on. I am witnessing. So that means even those three, Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, are also bound by the gunas. Trayanam, Devanam, Triguna Janitanam, Tava Shive, it comes in Saundari Lahari. So, Brahma, the creator, is born or manifested with Rajoguna to help his creative work, creation. In the same way, Vishnu is born or manifested with Sattva Guna as a preserver to do his work of preserving. This Maheshwara is also born, manifested with the Guna of Tamas as an annihilator to do his work of annihilating. So even those three are bound by particular Guna to carry on their work. I, as pure consciousness, am seeing how it works, how they are working. Isn't it? It is happening. Srishti Sthiti Laya, Srishti Sthiti Laya. It is happening every nanosecond. It is happening continuously. How am I able to say that it is happening continuously? Because I am I who is witnessing Sakshi. Brahmadinam cha Sakshi Aham. See, when we are that Sakshi, Aham Eva Aham, we are getting caught in the hands of that false I. as Jivatma and go through the turmoil. And if we are able to meditate and contemplate on this Brahmajnanavalimala, how helpful it would be. How beautiful it would be. Brahmadinam cha sakshyaham. I am the sakshi, I am the witness. Even as Jivatma, I am the witness of whatever Srishti Sthiti Laya is happening every nanosecond. As the second circle, I am also witnessing Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara carrying on their work of Srishti Sthiti Laya. Because I am staying as Aham Evaham. So I am just the witness. Anantananda Rupoham. So again, he's coming up with experience of Ananda as it is Ananta, unending. There is no end to it. Ananta, there is no end to it. We keep going. Ananda. So what does it mean? Endless, eternal bliss is what I am. Anantananda Rupoham. So Shankaracharya is telling us, I am Satchidananda. Blissful, pure consciousness. I am experiencing Ananda as pure consciousness. Bhumananda, infinite Ananda, bliss, which is gradual and progressive. Bhumananda. Even as Jivatma, when I sit and when I think of I am, there is that infinity within. When I say within, you can see that it is covered. But that infinity is infinity. It keeps growing as Bahyakasha, Chidakasha. So ever growing, infinite Bhumananda, Paramananda, absolute happiness. There can never be any better bliss. That is what I am, Paramananda. Akhandananda. And the Ananda is not flickering. It is not interrupted by any other emotions or anything. It is Akhanda, continuous and mass, ghana, concentrated. Akhandananda. Shashvatananda. And it is going to be there forever and ever and ever. Because that is what I am. My innate nature is Ananda. And now he is also saying Ananta Ananda. Endless, eternal happiness. The bliss is what I am. Ahamevaham, I am I. Avyayaha, changeless one. Inexpendable one. I'm there all the time. Relax and try to visualize and go into that bhava. Gunatraya vyatitoham. Gunatraya vyatitoham. I am beyond the hold of three gunas because I am not the mind. Mano, buddhi, ahankara, chitta. All these four are bound to experience the effects of guna, the result of gunas, because the innate nature of mind is guna. But I am beyond the three gunas. गुणत्रय व्यतीतो because there is no influence of any gunas. I am not influenced by any emotions which arise out of gunas. गुणत्रय व्यतीतोऽहम् ब्रह्मादीनां च साक्ष्यम्. I am the witness of Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, who are all carrying their responsibilities, their work continuously, smoothly, because they have imbibed those gunas. I am witnessing the work going on continuously, every nanosecond, every moment. Srishti, Sthiti, Laya is happening. I am witnessing. I am the witness of ever-changing Jagat. Brahmadina cha saksham anantananta rupam. The bliss which I experience is endless, eternal. That is what I am. Anantanandarupoham. Ahameva Avyaya. At any cost, at any time, ever and ever and ever. I retain myself as I am. Antaryami swarupoham kutastha sarvagosmyaham paramatma swarupoham ahameva avyayam. Antaryami swarupoham. Antaryami swarupoham. I am of the characteristic to penetrate and pervade. Antaryami. It is only me who can penetrate as consciousness into every atom of the whole manifestation. Just visualize I am the consciousness. I, consciousness, have the capacity to penetrate into every atom of the whole universe. I penetrate all Jivatmas. I am the core center of existence of all manifested forms. What a capacity it is. I am the Antaryami Swarupoham. Do I just penetrate and come out? No. Kutastha. I stay constantly stable, giving the support in all manifested Jivatmas. Kutastha is Atma. Everyone is able to work so beautifully with the mind and the body because of the stable Atma which is giving us the support in three ways. Like the anvil. Anvil means it is a strong plate of iron on which they bring other iron pieces and give shape by hitting it hard. So the shape of the piece which is kept on this anvil, Kutastha, it is that which changes its shape, but nothing happens to the anvil. It will be stable. It is there. It is supporting for the work of changing the form of something else, isn't it? Because Atma is there as the strong support in every human being. We are changing constantly. The mind is changing constantly. Emotions are changing constantly. The intellect is also changing constantly. The body is changing constantly. That constant change is happening because of the strong, stable support of the Atma, who is Antaryami, and his Kutastha is there. How else he is giving the support? That Kutastha, Atma, Paranjyoti, Pratyak Chaitanya. Same. It is the Atma. It is giving the heat. Apadatala Mastaka. It is giving the constant heat to preserve the whole body and the mind. That heat is given by this Atma, his Antaryami, Kutastha, and we cannot see him with the naked physical eyes, but he is giving that support. Kutastha, Sarva Gosmyaham. And not only that, as Kutastha, he also gives the ray of consciousness, Chetana. Without that consciousness, how will we work? Not possible. So, that Atma is emitting heat and also the light of consciousness, because of which the whole body and the mind is working, and it is staying there as Kutastha, as the anvil, giving the support for the whole body and the mind to keep changing its form constantly. Kutastha. Sarvagosmi aham. Aham. Sarvagosmi. I pervade all. So in Narayana Sukta, it is beautifully described how this Atma, Kutastha works. Even though we cannot see with the naked eye as Pratyaksha, it has the capacity to reach out to the whole manifestation, because it is the ray of consciousness which is reaching out. Vishvarchir Vishwato Mukha. That is why I am claiming Sarvagosmi Aham. I reach out everywhere. I pervade everything. Because I am conscious. No adjectives. I. Paramatma Swarupoham. Paramatma, the supreme soul, is what I am. The third circle. Absolute. Paramatma Swarupa. And Ahamevaham Avyayah. Antaryami Swarupoham. Antaryami Swarupoham. I am consciousness. I am penetrating every atom. I have that capacity to penetrate. Kutastha sarvagosmyaham. I am I. Penetrating every atom, I stay, I reside as the constant support and will for the body and the mind to work by constantly moving, changing. As ray of consciousness, I reach out and pervade all. As Kutastha Atma, I am providing the heat to the whole body, to the whole universe. And ray of consciousness, for all jivas to work as manifested forms. Paramatma Swarupoham. With all this capacity and the absolute self, I am the supreme self. Without any adjectives, aham evaham. Avyayaha. I never get depleted. Nishkaloham, nishkriyoham, sarvatmadya sanatana, aparokshasvarupoham, ahameva avyaya. Nishkaloham. I am devoid of parts. I am not divided. I am not having divisions in my own self. Means what? We, as human beings, we have so many limbs, different parts. I am Nishkala. I am devoid of parts. Nishkriyoham. I don't have any action. I do not do any actions. Nishkriyoham. Sarvatma. I am the Atma in all. Adhyah. I am the primordial one. I am the first one. Sanatanaha. I am the most ancient one. Aparoksha Swarupoham. I am directly intuited self. Ahamevaham avyayah. So, Nishkaloham. I am devoid of any parts. That means what? As pure consciousness. Before any manifestation. And just there as conscious. Shiva. That is the third circle. The manifestation has not taken place yet. From that Sat Atma, the self which is just existing, the self Atma, the third circle, the first thing happened with the vibration is consciousness. Chit. When the Chit, Shiva, manifested, it is just consciousness. Nishkala. Nishkala. Without any parts or without any division or without channelizing that consciousness in any particular thing, because there's nothing, it's just consciousness. That is what I am. That is what I am. That is what you are. That is what he is. That is what she is. That is what all the jivas are. Nishkaloham. Nishkriyoham. Nishkala here, that Shiva, we are having linga as the symbol, ellipse linga. The form is like this of the linga, which does not have any limbs or anything. It is just a circle, but it is in ellipse form. Shiva, Shivalinga. No doubt, he is also worshipped as Sakala with a form as well. But this Nishkala is always with Shiva, the consciousness, which is in the form of that linga, which has no limbs or parts to it. Nishkaloham. Nishkriyoham. I do not have any actions. I am actionless. Just my presence itself will make everything else to act. Just my presence will make the whole manifestation to act, come into action. Just like Surya, the sun, is just there. His presence itself is giving the heat and the light. He is not working towards creating the heat or creating the light. Isn't it? Just his presence. Like that, a very crude example, like that, I am just there. Nishkriyoham. I don't have any actions. I'm actionless. Just my presence as consciousness is making the whole manifestation come into action. Sarvatma. Am Atma in all. Sarvatma. It is the mind and the body, the notion, perception, which is nothing but the notion that I am the body, I am the mind, I am the limited individual, which is making us separated from one another. But it is the false I, it is the mind which is thinking and living that notion strongly. But in eternal reality, I am Atma, who is one and the same in all. So, this Sarvatma, when we are able to sustain, I am Sarvatma, I am Sarvatma, one can, even though we are Jivatma, one can come out of that cocoon and embrace the whole manifestation as one. So, Sarvatma, we have to be thankful to Shankaracharya for adding or highlighting this aspect of who I am in reality, in eternal reality, who I am. He's showing it. Sarvatma. Adhyah. I am the primordial one. I am. I am. So, Adhyah. In the third circle as Sat Atma, the first manifestation emerged is consciousness. In that consciousness, the first universal mind, when it manifested, took form. The first understanding, the first perception, or the first thought which came is aham, yekoham, aham. Put yourself in that position. Sat Atma, the third circle is there. Just existing. In that comes the consciousness. The first thought in that consciousness as universal mind, aham. Aham. Adhyah. Aham is the first thought, which was followed by Bahusyam, may I become many. Ekoham Bahusyam, let me become many. That is when the second circle came into existence as Jagat with multiplicity. So naturally, it is the whole Jagat came out of that Aham. Got it? So the whole Jagat is in that Aham. Who is he? Aham, Adhyah, primordial one. That is what I am. That is what you are. Aham, Adhyah. So when did I become that Aham? When did I become that Adhyah? Sanatanaha. I am there eternally. Sanatanaha. I am the ancient one. Everything is created in that Aham. So everything is coming after me. So I am there already as Sat. I am there. Because I am there, I am able to give rise to this second circle as whole manifestation. And in that whole manifestation, even Jivatma, I am able to give the form to that Jivatma. So it is Aham, who is ancient, Sanatanaha and Adhyah. Aparoksha Swarupoham. Don't think just by listening to someone saying it or studying it in a scripture that you can know me. Never. I am Aparoksha Swarupa. I am directly intuited self. One has to experience me. So we have to go deep into this to understand what this Aparoksha Jnana is. There are three kinds of knowledge: Pratyaksha, Paroksha, Aparoksha. So in three kinds we can perceive the knowledge. Pratyaksha, Prati Aksha, Pratyaksha means that which is there right in front of my eyes, I am able to perceive. I can have the knowledge of that thing, object. Pratyaksha. So it means Pratyaksha Jnana is that which is perceived through all the five senses. Because it is right there, I can experience it through the five senses. That is Pratyaksha. Paroksha. Paroksha is beyond the eyes, away from the eyes. It is not there right in front of me, but as indirect knowledge, I am getting it. So this Paroksha Jnana is invisible, remote, or hidden Jnana, which I come to perceive. Paroksha Jnana. And it is also intermediate, transitional knowledge, which takes into consideration the sensory perception as well as the intellectual understanding. That is Paroksha Jnana. For example, in the scriptures, I read, you are Brahman, Tattvam Asi. You are that Brahman. Brahman is there. Pratyaksha, it is not possible. I cannot have the direct perception through the sense, through using the sense organs, because it is not available. In this paroksha jnana, I am able to have the jnana intellectually. Theoretically, I can understand. Yes, the scripture is telling. So with faith, I will have this jnana as the correct, right perception. So I have that knowledge. I have that knowledge. But it is only intermediate, transitional. It cannot liberate me. Just knowing intellectually, indirectly, through the scriptures or through hearing to someone will give me paroksha jnana. Not the pratyaksha, but paroksha jnana. Aparoksha jnana is when I know that paroksha jnana, that perception which is right perception, when I live it, when I experience it my own self. Aham Brahmasmi. I am Brahman. Yes, what is said in the scriptures, what I understood in the scripture, what intellectually I had perceived, today I am experiencing it. Yes, Aham Brahma. Yes, I am Brahman. Sarvam Brahmamayam will be again the paroksha jnana. Sarvam Brahmamayam. Everything is Brahman. Why? Why is it paroksha jnana? Will it not give me liberation? No, it is a stepping stone. Because that jnana is individual and collective knowledge of things which is still in between. Because as third circle, I know even the second circle and the first circle is within me. But as Jivatma, if I sit and say the whole second circle, oh, everything is Brahman. That is transitional. When I understand that the whole manifestation is within me, then I say, yes, I am that Brahman. Everything is within me only. Aparoksha jnana. So, this aparoksha is the swarupa of Brahman. If this is a bit difficult to understand, aparoksha swarupoham, I will give you the opposite example. I don't know whether conventional, traditional people will like it or not, but I feel one can understand. Pratyaksha jnana. These two hands, this neck, this head, these eyes, these are all the parts of this body. That is pratyaksha jnana. Because I am seeing it, I am feeling it through the five senses. Pratyaksha jnana. In scriptures and through Shankaracharya's works, I have been taught and I have come to know that within me there is Jivatma with the mind and the body. There is Jivatma, the individual, in this collective body and the mind. Collective in the sense, it has so many different parts. This body is collection of so many organs in it. And there is Jivatma also. So what is happening? It is Paroksha Jnana. I really cannot experience it directly as Pratyaksha, that Jivatma is there in me, because I am reading it, studying it in the scriptures. I know theoretically, yes, there is Jivatma. I am the human being. But when I say I am Alakananda, this is my body and this is my mind. I am working as Alakananda. I am living the Jivatma. I am living this body. I am living this mind. Got the point? See how I am getting that aparoksha jnana of being Alakananda, the Jivatma. Because I am seeing everything separate from me, because I am considering living and interacting it with the world as I am separate from all of them. I know I am different, I am individual. I am individual. I am Alakananda. I cannot be something else. I am Alakananda. So that jnana is aparoksha jnana. Now imagine like that, if we are able to experience whatever he has given the list in this Brahmajnanavalimala, it is possible. We have to work. That is when it is aparoksha jnana. Aham Brahmasmi. I am the first circle Jivatma. How? I am the Kutastha. Sarvagosmyaham. Aham evaham. But it's the mind and the body which is claiming that it is Jivatma. Aham evaham. And when I take the whole second circle as self, I penetrate antaryami. I penetrate into every Jivatmas as well as every manifestation, every atom. That's what I am. So I am the second circle also. And when these two are annihilated, the third circle, Sat Atma, Parama Atma, is what I am. Even there, I stay as Aham Evaham. Aham Evaham. So, this Aparoksha Jnana, it goes in the Jnana, collecting the Jnana, perception goes in 7 levels. The first 3 levels are which binds us to the samsara, the knowledge, which are in the lowermost 3 levels. And the next 4 levels are liberating us from that binding. In that, aparoksha jnana is the highest one. So we can say aparoksha jnana, that real directly intuit itself is cessation, taking out, destroying that individual and collective perception which we are all carrying on in paroksha jnana through indirect understanding. So when all those things go, aham evaham will become the neat understanding. That is aparoksha jnana. Aparoksha swarupoham. Dvandvadi sakshi rupoham. Achaloham sanatana. सर्वसाक्षि स्वरूपोऽहम् अहमेवाहमूयः द्वन्द्वसाक्षि रूपोऽहम्. Again, Shankaracharya is piercing that point. Sakshi, Sakshi, witness. I am the witness of all dualities. Dvandva Sakshi. I don't get involved in either this side or the other side of the dvandvas, but I am beyond, and as witness, I am looking at. So this reminds us about Shweta Upanishad, which gives a beautiful analogy. I will read that. Dva suparna sayuja sakhaya samanam vriksham parishasvajate तयोरन्यः पिप्पलं स्वाद्यत्यनश्नन्नन्यो अभिचाकशीति समाने वृक्षे पुरुषो निमग्नो नाशय शोचति मुह्यमानः जुष्टं यदा पश्यत्यन्यमीशमस्य महिमानमिति वीतशोकः यदा पश्यते रुक्मवर्णं कर्तारमीशं पुरुषं ब्रह्मयोनिं तदा विद्वान् पुण्यपापे विधूय निरञ्जनः परमं samyamupaiti. It's a beautiful analogy. On the same tree, there are so many different branches. There are two beautiful birds which are companions, very good, thick friends. One bird is constantly sitting on one branch and just witnessing everything happening around it. Imagine. And another bird, it is constantly hopping from one branch to another branch to another branch to another branch, tasting every fruit on the different branches. And because it is eating so many different kinds of fruits, going from branch to branch to branch, it is going through anxiety, happiness, bitterness, sweet. The fruits are of all different kinds. So it is becoming tired. Only if it turns and sees towards that companion who is just sitting and witnessing blissfully, happily, the anxiety and sorrow of this bird will vanish. So this refers to all Jivatmas. We are all that tree. On this tree, there are two birds. One is Paramatma, another is Jivatma. The false I and the real I. The false I, which is the mind and which is ruling and reigning the whole world perception, and it is hopping from branch to branch to branch. In that process, it is going through the dualities. Sometimes it is happy, sometimes it is sorrow. And constantly it is bugged with anxiety. Only if that Jivatma looks at this Paramatma and his face blissfully emitting that consciousness, this Jivatma will come out of the anxiety and the sorrow, because it realizes there is more bliss being the witness. Why am I going through so much of hopping, tasting different kinds of fruits? So once that understanding comes, that person, that Jivatma, will nullify both punya and papa karma effects, phala. It just drops. And thus it becomes one with the very source, which is Brahman. So that is what my original state is. I am. That is what I am. Dvandvadi sakshi rupoham. The real I is that one who is sitting on the branch and witnessing how this bird is going from place to place to place. So that means one will gain once we have the connection, re-establish the connection with that sakshi bhava, which is emitting from the Atma. Naturally, the mind will come under control. Because the mind is coming under control, the false I and its influence on the mind will also become lesser and lesser. The intellect will open its eyes to look towards this Atma, which is in the witness mode. And it will go closer and closer to that Atma by coming away from the false I. Dvandvadi sakshi rupoham, achaloham. I am motionless and I am stable. Motion comes only when there is time and space factors. That is very much the domain of mind. It is the mind, which is also called as chanchala, is the one which is moving constantly. One thought to another thought. How fast. Even before I realize, I have already gone into the next thought. The mind is constantly moving, changing. But I am motionless because the consciousness, like Kutastha. I am motionless. And then Sanatanaha. I am the eternal one. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna, when Arjuna says, how come you know all those things? You were not there before to do all those things. Then Krishna says, Arjuna, both of us were there, but you have forgotten all those forms which you have taken, janmas, which you have taken, all these. Why? But I remember, you have forgotten. He tells it to Arjuna. So, what can we understand by this? Any Jivatma who is able to say aham, nan, nanu, me, aham. Whoever is uttering that with consciousness, aham, is Sanatana. Is Sanatana. Sarva Sakshi, what is it? Achaloham Sanatanah. Sarva Sakshi Swarupoham. And I am the Sarva Sakshi. I am the witness of all. All. What is this all? All. The very word Sarva, all, everything. It comes only after the manifestation. Because this manifestation has so many different objects divided, sakala, we say all. But when you are all alone, aham, ekoham, and everything is within me only, that word sarva will never be coined. That word will never come into existence. So did you see? So sarva sakshi aham means everything is there because it is manifested. That sarva word is very much connected with the world which is manifested. I am sakshi of that also. Sarva. Isn't it funny? I am the sakshi of sarva. Even srishti, sthiti, laya, tirodhana, anugraha, all the 5 stages of this universe. I am witness of that. Means everything is happening within me. Everything is happening within me. Within me, in what way we are saying it? I am that third circle. If I am confining myself as the first circle Jivatma, then it has that sarva, everything. It has different meaning. Sarva. My goodness, there are so many forms and shapes and sizes. It is way beyond my perception. I can't even imagine the whole manifestation. Sarva. Because I'm seeing it from the small eyes of a Jivatma. Yes, I am also that. But am I limited to that? No. I have another hat which I'm using as the third circle, which is aham, eva aham. From there, when I see it, from that perspective, when I see sarva sakshi, I can see everything happening within me. Sarva sakshi rupoham ahamevaha avyayah. Om Shiva Shakti, Shiva Shakti, Shiva Shakti Om. 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 Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.